Hello valued viewers, I hope you're all doing very well. All the way back on April 2019, so 5.5 years ago, we did this mission, Cold War Campaign Day 9, huge 1160 nautical mile deep strike in kind of homage to the Black Buck missions that the British ran in 1982. You guys, the viewers, have asked if we can revisit this with the more modern tech that we've got in DCS now, and so we're going to try that today. Purely out of interest, in 2022, we did the full raid, 3,800 miles from Ascension to the Falklands. Obviously, we had the Falklands map at this point, but we didn't do it in Vulcan bombers. We did it in SR-71 Blackbirds at Mark III. And then purely out of interest, the longest ever bombing mission in history was a bombing raid on Afghanistan, from America to Afghanistan, 15,000 miles, and we've done that one as well. And we had to use souped up SR-72s for that. I'll put the links in the video description if you want to see that. Back to the original mission. It was a good, fun mission from what I can remember. It took us a long time, over 4 hours. Now, the challenge today, guys, is not really going to be can we do the mission in terms of the technicalities, you know, dropping the bombs, firing the missiles, air-to-air refueling. We know we can. We did it 5 years ago. The difficulty is, back then we were swinging bachelors and we had no problems doing a 4 or 5 hour mission. Now most of us are married, we have children, we just can't do 4 5-hour missions. Our biggest challenge is doing it within the time that we're allowed of around 2-ish hours. So that's what we're going to try and do today. Otherwise, the mission is going to be pretty much identical as we did it last time. So here is the mission. I couldn't load the old mission up. It won't let me load it up. It's so old. So I've just created it as close as I could get it to last time. Our orders today, guys, as per last time, are 1. Take off from Batumi, runway 31. Travel 355 nautical miles, that's 409 land miles, to steer point 1 here. At that point, we can air-to-air refuel if we need to. It's optional. The tankers will be waiting there. The tanker information is there. We'll go through that in a minute. Then, once we've refueled, if we're going to refuel from steer point 1 to steer point 2 to attack the target. Let's have a quick look at the target. It's a base and it is moderately lightly defended. No SAMs. Last time we used GPS INS weapons, and you can see we've got all the coordinates down here. But this time I figured it would be a bit more exciting for the viewers if we didn't have these modern weapons. Instead, we have to essentially bomb with dumb weapons. That's going to be part of the challenge, because today the visibility is terrible. The target is in the mountains, and again, part of the challenge is going to be finding the target without hitting the mountains in the bad conditions. Then return to steer point 1, where we have air-to-air refueling, again optional, and then back to steer point 0 or base, land on Batumi, runway 13. Slight different roleplay from last time. Last time we took off and we took the tankers with us. The reason we did that is because that's kind of similar how the real Black Buck missions were done in 1982. They kind of took the tankers with them in a big daisy chain. We don't want to do that today because tankers are just too slow. And if we're going to do this in 2 hours, we need to go faster. So just a tiny difference there. In terms of hostiles, guys, first, this dotted line along here, I've copied from the previous mission. I think the role play was that if we go across that dotted line, then we'll be spotted by the hostiles. To be honest, I think that was just an excuse of why we have to do this weird dog leg shape to make the 1,300 miles. In terms of hostile interceptions, there's a hostile navy, but it's not going to play much part in today, and I can't remember why it was there for the campaign. You know, it's 5 years ago. Lots of hostile fighters. Group 1, Group 2, Group 3 and Group 4. So that's 4 possible incursions. The way it's going to work, guys, is once we get near one of those incursions, basically the game is going to roll a dice and it's random whether that incursion will spawn or not. So we might get attacked by 4 incursions along the way. We might get attacked by no incursions. It just makes it a bit more exciting for us and the viewers. Total route forward there and back, in case I forgot to say, is 1,160 nautical miles or 1,300 land miles. We get an AWACS. The hostiles get an AWACS. I can't remember whether we had it last time or not, but I put it in anyway. Otherwise, it's as close as I could get to last time. Tanker information is all there. We have 4 tankers waiting at steer point 1, guys, at different altitudes and different contact details. These are the same remarks that we had from the previous mission 5.5 years ago, and I thought it might be fun if we tried to stick to them. So, all ferrying, and obviously today is 99% ferrying. We're going to be in formation, or at least a rough formation. There's a 6G soft limit. The reason we did that last time is because last time most of us were flying 1970s Tomcats. They did not have EGI type navigation systems, i.e. GPS navigation systems, and so we were restricted, unless in combat, to 6G. That is so that we did not corrupt or overstress our INS navigation systems. This time we don't have to worry about it. We're using more modern aircraft today that have EGI GPS navigation systems, so I just thought that was interesting to leave that in.
Yeah, the phrase as it applies to old-style gyroscopic INS is topple.
So we didn't want to topple.
Topple your gyros.
Topple our gyros, right? Thank you, Matrix. Nose code, soft limit. So soft limit means anything outside actual combat. Nose code, obviously radar off. So keep our radar off today, guys. Hence, we need to stay close to each other. Otherwise, we'll never find each other. There's no nav fix. Again, not relevant to our modern aircraft today, but for the 1970s aircraft to keep our INS systems aligned and accurate, we would have to find places on the ground to realign our navigation to. And the whole idea of this mission last time is there was no nav fix. So we had to just accept that our nav would drift more than 4 nautical miles per hour. And if we were traveling for 2 hours there, then you can see inaccuracies would develop in our INS system and it was hard to find a target. Again, we don't have to worry about that today. Wingman VFR during ferry, basically stay within visual range of your wingman. Single instrument rule, it was something we were trying out at the time. When in close formation, only view one instrument at a time to stay as safe as possible in formation. Guys, in terms of what we're flying today, last time, as I said, it was mainly Tomcat. We ran this mission when the Tomcat was relatively new in DCS and it made it a nice bit of a challenge for us. We've got some late 1990s F-16s and some late 1980s F-15Es, guys. In terms of armament, you can take whatever you want. We're bombing a base, so take lots of bombs, dumb bombs only, please, to make it more exciting. And you will need some kind of self-defense, and we'll discuss a bit more about our loadout before we go, guys. Or you can be an F-16. Again, you can be bombs, you can be missiles, you can be bombs and missiles. It's up to you, guys. Welcome in, viewers. Pilots today: Simba, Poosh, Matrix Stark, me, Strider, Cannonball. All in F-15s apart from one F-16. Hello, boys.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Good morning.
What's the thinking behind the F-15? Simply that it carries so much fuel, right?
Yep.
Okay,
it's designed for the job.
Yeah, it really is designed for the job. I mean, F-14 last time carried 20,000 pounds of fuel maximum and had a worse burn rate, I believe, than the F-15. So with a better burn rate, we've got nearly 35,000 pounds, nearly twice as much fuel as those F-14s. I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer. In terms of armament, we've had a chat and we're varying some air-to-air, some air-to-ground and some a bit of mixed. I've gone for instance, 12 500-pound bombs, all the fuel tanks, and just 2 self-defense AMRAAMs. Can I have a volunteer for mission lead today, please?
Matrix could do that.
Roger, Matrix. Just make sure that we can keep up with you, so just listen to call-outs when you're too fast or too slow. In terms of our flight profile, I don't know, we've got to talk about it along the way, guys, and optimise as best we can. I suggest high and as fast as we dare go without our afterburner, but again, we'll do the calculations as we go. Viewers, I apologise, I'm going to have a terrible voice today. I'm terribly ill, my entire family is, surprise, surprise, because baby has brought something back from preschool, but I will do my best. Guys, is anyone not ready? It's the same weather as we had last time, but this time we have rain droplets modelled. And there'll be lots of changes, graphical changes, audio changes, all sorts of changes since, 5.5 years ago. That's a long time. Out of interest, for bombs, has anyone taken anything other than 500-pound slicks? Not that you have to, but just for interest.
I'm taking 1 Mark 84 on the center line.
Roger. Yeah, might come in handy.
4 Mark 84s for me.
Roger, there's no right or wrong. Whatever you think's best. I've asked the boys to load up only what they need. So typically in a mission, you don't have to worry too much about fuel. You'll just load up with everything, jammers and T-pods and sidewinders and stuff. But today, we have to be a bit more careful. As well as that, I probably won't get a chance to edit this video, so you'll probably just have to see the raw kind of feed. Oh my god, I almost hit Matrix. Be real careful, guys. Visibility is terrible.
Line up an echelon starboard.
Roger, I'm on the left and I'm just gonna be watching you take off, guys.
Someone's got nothing on the center line. Interesting.
It's 1.2 mile runway. Can we do this with mil power or are we too heavy?
No, definitely afterburner in this.
Alright, fuel is gold dust. Can we climb on mil power, please? Because fuel is everything today.
Yeah, we'll cancel.
We're gonna be limited to the 16 speed.
Roger. I guess we see how he does.
What we'll do is we'll do a stream takeoff because we're all in different configurations. I'll set 93% climb in dry power, and we'll join up once we're above cloud.
Roger. Last F15 time. That's times are burning.
Yep. I moved too quickly, and I'm not sure that anything will work now, so...
Roger, can you catch us up then?
Yeah, sure.
Matrix, go. As I said, we've all got to worry about real time now. Not so much 6 years ago.
Lead rolling.
2 rolling.
Let's go.
The runway would be slippery.
Yes, very.
Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up.
Oh, we are heavy. Wow, aviation could be terrifying.
You don't know the half of it.
I honestly, I could have been hit the ground there. I wouldn't have even known. I couldn't. The visibility was so bad. Using afterburners down here is very expensive for fuel viewers, so we're just going to do the best we can.
I'm not sure why my HUD turned off.
Do you have the brightness for your HUD bound to something on accident?
Lead will climb at 420 knots.
Roger. Right, so I just got to make sure I'm faster than you by a little bit, and we'll catch you up eventually. I'm at the back as usual, but I'll be okay. Right, fuel is still my main concern.
Matrix doing a pretty good job of trying to stay visual and not in the clouds on the climb out.
Yeah, I am trying to make it easier.
You got steer point 1 at 255 mag, guys.
A firm.
Roger. Right. Flaps. Good. Gear travelled. On vector. Mil power. Burn rate acceptable for now. Next thing I need is altitude. The higher I go, the less fuel I burn. As I said in the beginning, viewers, a huge amount has changed. Most of us were swinging bachelors, or a lot of us were swinging bachelors 5.5 years ago. Things have changed. I met my wife, I moved into a house in 2020, got married in 2020, baby arrived last year, so everything's changed. Boys, I'm sure, have similar stories, and you know, we do the best we can to keep up with it. Lots of changes in game as well. I mean, how many planes? The F-15 didn't exist when we did that mission. The F-16 didn't exist when we did that mission. What other planes? Probably most of the helicopters, Apache, none of that existed. I'm through the clouds, by the way. 10,000.
Lead's about to pass through 14.
Roger, speed please.
420.
420, beautiful. I will catch you guys up.
What's your Mach?
0.81.
He's
Theoretically,
on a 5-degree climb profile.
Roger. Theoretically, it should be a lot easier than last time, viewers. We've got jets that can do slightly better miles per gallon. We've got planes that can carry more fuel. We've got navigation systems that don't corrupt themselves. You know, they're backed up by GPS, so theoretically we're going to do better. Right, guys.
And
sorry, go ahead.
yeah, we've also got autopilots.
Fully working autopilots, yep. What angels do we think we want to go up to? My understanding is, well, because we're heavily loaded, there's that fine balance between our angle of attack and speed. I mean, I would guess 35 to 40 question mark? Heavy configuration?
16, what is its loadout?
Air to air.
Good, he's light then.
So I'm thinking we'll check at 28, see how performance is, and move on up cruise climb from there.
Roger. Noted. Right, let me get my jets set up. TSD there. Zoom out. How far can I zoom out? Where's the zoom? There it is. Ah, not far enough. All we can see is a tiny bit of the mission on the TSD. Radar is already in standby, so I'm not emitting radiation. Everyone else, make sure you're in standby as well, please. Simba, did you...
Simba is Alpha 7 in case we have to turn them on.
Okay, I'm going to deconflict. I've scrambled mine. The rest of you scramble yours as well. Simba, have you set your packs up if you're bombing? And the rest of you, have you set your packs up if you're bombing? Because you will need to.
Affirm. Did that, and I also did tank jettison if I need to do that.
Right. All wonderful points, so I need to go and get that sorted myself now. Again, one instrument rule, guys. If you can do the stuff, leave formation for a bit and come back. Alright, I'm going to try and remember how to do this. Air to ground load. Oh, God.
Cloud tops at 24.
Step. Roger.
Lead will maintain Mach decimal 88 in the cruise.
Mark 82. That and that. Where have your boys gone? Where have the boys gone? There are the boys.
They're conning.
Yes, they are. Check. Menu. Armament. Air to ground. Set my bombs up. You and you. Profile 1. Program 1. CDIP, because we're doing it visually. Step. Nose tail.
Why are we turning off course?
We're regaining course.
Roger. Are you just getting on the track?
Affirm. Now that we're above cloud.
Visual, yeah, we're slightly right of track. Right, I've been clipping about and I've lost speed, so I'm getting speed back. Well, it's a lovely day out there. It's a shame we don't have a kind of mileometer sort of tacho so we know how far we've been. To next steer point, according to my jet, is 276 nautical miles, about 310 statute miles, and my displays are too dark, so brighten them up. Alright. Well, I'm ready to fight and ready to bomb. Low altitude warning. Guys, you will need your low altitude warning today. It will save your life. So set it to... We're going to be basically bombing in, you know, instrument conditions. You won't really see the target or barely see the target. And we're in topography. So you need to use your radar altimeters to stay alive at the bombing site. So I would suggest, what would you suggest? 1,000 feet? 500 seems a bit too low.
Are you thinking altitude start bombing?
So I'm thinking of setting your radar altimeter warning so that it warns you when you're, you know, 1,000 feet above the terrain. Because remember, you're going to be diving through the clouds to try and find the target, and it will be in the clouds. So I'm setting my low altitude warning to 1,000 feet, so I know, right, I'm now 1,000 feet above terrain. Be careful. If that makes sense.
How's the F-16 performance?
Steady at point 9.7. Trying to catch up to you
Oh
guys.
wow, he's fast. He's good. I'm the biggest problem here, guys. I'm stuck at 0.86 and slowing. What are you guys maintaining at the front?
Yeah, I'll aim to maintain decimal 88, but I've got decimal 84 at the moment.
Roger. Okay, I'm actually catching you up. That's fine.
So it'll be a cruise climb. I'll set 90% aside.
Roger. Oh my god, I've burnt 5,000 pounds of fuel already, and we've gone, what, 20 miles? That's not so good.
Okay, lead will level at 290.
290, roger. So if we have a look at our burn rate now, it is per engine 5,000 pounds per engine per power, so 10,000 pounds per hour. Okay, that gives us 3 hours of flying. Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
I know the F-16 is different.
We're doing a little bit better than that at our current speed. We're
Roger,
still catching up.
I'm catching up. Yeah, roger. So what total per hour are you doing?
What are you showing, lead?
Stand by.
It's on the IFR on the bottom right.
No,
Tracking
I'm all
about-
confused now.
I'm tracking about 4,400 an engine.
44, so that is,
Oh, yeah.
8,800.
let's say 9,000. Just say 9,000. So that's 3.5 hours. That's nearly 3.5 hours flying we could do, which none of us have got that amount of time anyway. So I think we've chosen a winner here. We may not even need to wear terror refuel. I mean, it shows this
That's why I wanted to fly at like Mach 1.5.
Mark, what? 1.5? Well, you'd have to find out, Dark.
Yeah, I mean, then you need to refuel.
Yes. Well, yeah, you.
Makes it more fun.
Yeah. I mean, I'd suggest against it, but you can. Knowing me, I'll probably set the tankers up wrong. Johnny formation, I've finally caught up with you guys. Whoop whoop, flyby view. Last mission, viewers, I could make a proper video, all the lovely 3D views and stuff like that again. You know, I just don't have time for that stuff anymore, unfortunately. I've moved down to 3 days a week. I used to do 5 days a week. Got some health issues going on. I mean, I'm not dying, but just really annoying stuff over the last, 20 months or so. Really painful eyes all the time. Really dry mouth all the time. Very hard to talk. Stomach issues, all that stuff sort of got sorted with pills now. And, you know, sort of mental stuff going on as well. It's a bit of a nightmare, if I'm honest. Still trying to get stuff sorted, or find out what's wrong with me, but the health system that we have in our country is very good, but it's very slow. Waiting lists are, you know, over a year sometimes just to see a suitable doctor, so it's going to be years basically trying to get this sorted. It's very frustrating, but I need to move to the US, I think, where things are a bit quicker. Wow, Simba's got a lot of bombs. Oh, and you haven't taken all the fuel, Simba. That's brave.
Because I left a centerline tank off?
You left the centerline tank off. Ah.
I told you I took a Mark 84 on the centerline.
Ah, right. Alright, well, we'll see. Yeah. I mean, so how much fuel do you have then?
26.2.
26.2. So you've got, so I've got 3.5 hours play. You've got 3 hours play, roughly speaking. So you've still got theoretically several hours of play. Things we do have to worry about. Obviously, there probably is going to be air-to-air combat when we do get in air-to-air combat. Make it mil power combat. You know, don't go crazy. Don't use your afterburner. You know, unless you absolutely have to. So we've got to be sensible. And I suppose, in a way, this is kind of realistic, right? Because most missions aren't just, you know, fly 80 miles like we normally do. Most missions are hundreds of miles. Every time we look in, I research conflicts, you know, the planes, all those Afghanistan missions we do, a lot of times the planes are taking off from Qatar, flying hundreds of miles, so this is kind of more realistic than a lot of them that we do. But obviously, you know, we only have so much time. Yeah, my fuel burn is down to 4,400 per engine as well. So, mission 1.
Well, I have less drag than you, and I'm down to 4,000 per engine.
Fair comment.
God, don't you hate smug people?
I do hate smug people.
Well, is that dark burning ahead of us?
Oh, he's doing his Mark 1.5. Alright, you know what? We'll let him try it. Dark's going for a different attempt. Talk us through it, Dark.
Speed and power.
So Dark's going, well, maybe not full speed, but he's going supersonic. He will have to refuel, obviously. Now, the thing about internal combustion engines, you know, kind of traditional fueled engines is, and this applies to cars as well. Now, how do I get this right? The faster you go, the amount of fuel you burn increases non-proportionally, non-linearly, doesn't it? What's the word? Quadratically?
Become less efficient.
Yeah, much less efficient. So he's probably got about 20 minutes playtime up at Mark II, where we've got, you know, 3 hours playtime. And that's because, I guess, you know, friction drag increases hugely when you increase your speed.
Well, I mean, he's not getting a Mach 2 anytime soon with that loadout.
Yes, that's a fair point. Probably high subsonic like we're doing is the best we can get for fuel. In fact, no, the absolute best for fuel is probably like 0.6, but we're not going to do that because none of us have time. Like when you're in Hornet and you've got that fancy page that tells you all your burn rates and stuff, and you know, it's usually about Mach 0.6, 0.7.
I paid attention to the rules of the mission set that stay within visual of your flight lead.
I agree, Simba, but I also kind of like to watch Dark fail. Don't know how you feel about that. So
I mean, the thing is when he gets away from us, he's not going to know who's friend or foe, and you know he's going to shoot one of us down.
Another valid comment, guys. Guys, does anyone know our ground speed? I can't remember how to put ground speed on this jet. Because I can start calculating how long this is going to take if I know ground speed.
That would require me to
do data twice, and then click next to it. It's the left button, fourth one down.
Can you do it? Are you in type formation?
No, I can see you guys.
Yeah.
It's 505. Right now we're 505.
Let's say 500 knots ground speed. So that's 500 nautical miles per hour. We're going a total of 1,160 nautical miles, assuming we don't refuel. That is 2 hours and 20 minutes. 2 hours and 20 minutes.
I would factor in 10 to 15 minutes of
time on target.
On station time.
Yeah. We can also cut the corner a tiny bit. I mean, not very much, but if you remember where that red line is, we can probably gain 15 miles and keep it in the rules. That'll be up for the lead to do. Right, viewers, so what we found out is if in a perfect vacuum, this will take 2 hours and 20 minutes plus bombing time. We've got over...
When do you punch your tanks on the 15?
22,000 question mark.
So that knob, if you turn it to the roughly 1 o'clock position, the two numbers at the bottom of the gauge will be what is in the external tanks.
Gotcha.
Didn't realise that. How are you doing for fuel? He's about to learn how draggy a plane gets when he goes fast. In that case, I've got some stories, guys. Who wants to hear my stories?
I love a good story.
I want to hear about your eye.
You want to hear about my eye? Okay, viewers, so a thing's happening. So as you know, viewers, I'm not, as I explained earlier, I'm having some health issues at the moment that makes making videos really difficult, like amazingly difficult. You won't believe how annoyingly difficult it is. But anyway, so what I'm doing for 2 days a week of my 5 days a week is I'm doing car stuff. It's not a business, it's kind of a hobby at the moment. It's just to see if that helps my physical issues. It might. The body's a weird thing, you know. Weird things make it ill, weird things make it better. So I'm trying that. I find it very relaxing doing car work. Anyway, me being me, basically a giant knob face, I've cut a few corners. I wasn't wearing proper eye protection while grinding through lots and lots of steel. I got a bit of metal in my eye. Or in fact, what happened was, I was doing that Saturday morning, while baby was having his nap, and then Saturday night, we did our donators evening. Out of interest, donators, GR donators get to fly with us every 2 weeks, specifically on a donators campaign. Maybe we'll talk about that in a bit. Anyway, we did donators campaign Saturday night, and I noticed my eyes starting to hurt. My eyes always hurt, but more than usual, and I had to leave early, or kind of. Anyway, got through that, and then the next day I went to church, and my eyes were killing, and I thought, oh god. So I ended up going to hospital. Went there, got saw by the eye person with a whatever microscope thing. And he said, oh, by the way, you've got a big chunk of rusty metal in your eye. Whoops. So they did a little operation. Oh, it was horrendous. They had to stick needles in my eyes, like physically stick needles through your eyes. By the way, that's not very pleasant. Don't do it. Got a bit of metal out. There's now a hole in my eye, on my right eye, that I'll have forever. And I've got to take antibiotics every day, which makes your eye like gum up so you can't see. So I'm actually doing this mission one-eyed with just a left eye, no depth perception. Although that shouldn't matter because I'm on a 2D monitor, right? So I'm probably okay. Anyway, that's Supercap Live. So that's that, guys. Moral of the story: don't use cheap eye protection. Ivan, one of my friends, has offered to send me like a bunch of proper eye protection, so he's sending that over to me now. I'm doing everything on a budget at the moment. That's that. That's story 1, guys. Who wants to hear story 2?
So it's Soviet bloc eye protection?
Soviet bloc eye protection. It's just the cheapest stuff I can find on eBay, basically. But yeah, Soviet bloc eye protection does not protect you. Protects objects from your eye only. I just noticed Simba's got 12 bombs. Oh, I've got 12 bombs. Doesn't matter. Scratch it.
13. CP.
13. Next story, guys. Unfortunately, you won't be able to see this because of life, but I got Authenticate. Our friends, they make hardware for flight sims. I'll try and remember to put their link in the video description. They invited me to RAF Coningsby. Now, Coningsby, as Matrix will tell you, is the main base in Britain for our fighter defence. So, if you're Mr. Putin, if you're Mr. P, I should say, and you decide to attack Britain with bears or whatever you want to attack, not bears, but the planes, chances are, well, in fact, 100% chance pretty much that the fighters that intercept you will come from RAF Coningsby. They will take off, they'll break the sound barrier, go and intercept you. It happens not every day, but it happens, Anyway, so I went there to our main fighter base, which is massive, by the way. Sorry, I've got to have a sip, drying out. The reason is, one of the hangars there is Battle of Britain Memorial Flight, so they have a lot of the active flying World War II aircraft. 4 Spitfires were there, 2 Hurricanes are there, I think the world's only flying Lancaster, sorry if I've got that wrong, but it's the same one we saw at Bournemouth Air Show. A lot of you were there. Saw there. Anyway, I went there because they were specially there for a Spitfire. It's the world's, you'll know what a Spitfire is, obviously. It's the world's most valuable Spitfire. It's uninsurable. It's uninsurable because it's the world's only Spitfire that was active in and survived the Battle of Britain. The Battle of Britain was, early part of World War II, where Germany attacked Britain and we started trying to shoot their planes down with Spitfires and Hurricanes, early Mark 1s, the ones that didn't survive. Mark 1, Mark 2s, this is a Mark 2. Not only did it participate in that Battle of Britain, it was shot down twice, repaired twice and survived it, so it's irreplaceable, basically. And they let me get in it and mess around with it. I made a video of doing it and all that stuff, and also trying out the VR sim that they've got, a really cool Spitfire sim for training real Spitfire pilots, to fly the Memorial Spitfires. Annoyingly, they wouldn't let me post the video because it was just not really appropriate. It was me being me, basically. Yeah, me being the usual knobhead, and it wasn't appropriate for such a a valuable asset. So it's fine, whatever. It's a shame, but it was nice doing it anyway. I took baby with me because I have to take him everywhere due to the family rules, and he loved it, poking around Spitfires and Lancasters and stuff. So massive thanks for the invite. It's another thing ticked off my bucket list.
What speed are you guys doing?
Mark 0. Just under 0.9. What about you, Doc?
1.65.
That's pretty impressive. How far for you to steer point 1, Doc?
81 miles.
Alright, we're 120. Okay, guys, my throat's just about packing up. I only get about 30 minutes, 20 minutes of speaking time nowadays before my throat packs up because it's so dry. It gets really painful. So, I'm going to start asking some questions.
Matrix.
Yes, sir.
People who know Matrix will know that he flew with the RAF, Royal Air Force viewers. That's our Air Force. He flew a ground attack aircraft called a Jaguar, or a Jaguar if you're American. It's quite cool. I never really liked it back in the day, as I don't like, some planes I don't like when they're new, if you like. But I really like it now. I'd love to have a virtual version. How would we describe it? A small Anglo-French design, initially designed to be a trainer, but then they realised it was awesome, so they just turned it into an attack aircraft. It did see service. It did see combat, didn't it, in 1991?
Yeah, it saw service in the first Gulf War. Spent all of its life in the low-level ground attack nuclear strike role. More latterly only in the ground attack role, but in the Gulf War, completely changed. It was all high level, 30,000 feet plus, and it seemed to do that role very reliably.
Roger. I've read a book on it, so I know something about it. So there was sort of two, this isn't quite right, but just for the layman, there were sort of two versions. An early version we had, I think, older engines, older nav system, older avionics, and that was a bit of a bitch because the nav system was hard to use, corrupted itself often. I think they changed its engines. Anyway, tell me about. You were in the older version, weren't you? You must have been.
There were some updates on. Yeah, there were some updates on the aircraft by the time I joined it. It still had the original navigation and attack system known as NavWise.
That was it. Yeah.
When I went back to instruct on the aircraft, it had the FIN 1064 navigation system upgrade. That stayed with it till the end of its life. That was a much better system. But the aircraft also had a number of incremental upgrades over its life. It had upgraded engines twice. It had a new stick top. They used the F-18 stick top in place of the original. And it had, say, a multifunction display. It was equipped for night vision goggles, had sidewinders over wings. It had updated early warning, radar warning receivers and countermeasure systems. So the aircraft was updated throughout the whole of its life.
Why did it have sidewinders on top of its wings? There's not many. It's kind of makes sense when you think about it. Well, maybe it doesn't. But why did it have sidewinders on top of its wings?
That original fit was put in to satisfy demands from Jaguar international customers like India and Ecuador. There was an option that they could use if they wanted air defence missiles. There wasn't enough space under the wings to put the pylons. Yeah. So the overwing fence that is on the top of the wing, they converted that to take the sidewinder with the wiring, and that was the option. But it wasn't taken up by many. The RAF had it fitted but never used it. I think they had the sidewinders fitted in the Gulf War, but they never actually used them.
Roger. Your nav system, what I read in my book was your nav system was in a difficult place. It was right in what I call your crotch panel, so where our lower MFD is, but it wasn't a lovely big TV like this. It was a small, grotty little thing. And a lot of pilots died because, it was an early Cold War plane, early to mid Cold War. It was designed to be flown at 50 feet. A lot of pilots died in training trying to use a single person plane, trying to use the nav system and smashing into mountains. Did you have any problems with that, or was that the earlier version that was like that?
No, when the aircraft was first introduced, the equipment was much more complex than had gone before. The Harriers, this is the GR3 Harrier, had a similar nav system, but it was very unreliable. So the guys were more used to using map and stopwatch, and they were active in the close air support role, so their missions weren't very long. So they're generally flying over friendly terrain that they knew very well. The Jaguar system was much more complex. The aircraft had a much longer range and was flying interdiction missions behind enemy lines, so you weren't familiar with the terrain. So you had to rely on it a bit more. But the early system was very much head down. You really had to set it up on the ground and then learn how to use the hand controller, which is next to the throttles, to update nav waypoints and stuff like this, do fixing. We didn't have the GPS to update the nav system, so any fixing you had to do by overflying a waypoint or using the HUD to fix. The laser was good. We weren't allowed to use it much in peacetime, but in wartime, when the restrictions were removed, you could use the laser to fix the kit, and that was very accurate. And generally, it was pretty good if you knew how to look after it. But if you abused it, or you didn't align it properly, or you subjected it to shock, like heavy landing, for example, the kit would dump. You get a big green cross and head-up display saying, "Nah, I'm not playing anymore." But it was okay. Once you got the hang of it and knew how to take care of it and knew not to look down and try and make changes whilst you're manoeuvring, it was okay. But that was a hard lesson the RAF learnt early on.
Roger. And a lot of those things that you've just talked about, we were alluding to at various points of our briefing. Again, we were having we did this mission in 1970s aircraft last time, and we had the same non-GPS navigation, so we had to think about nav fixes and stuff like that, just like Matrix was talking. Also, we alluded to the one instrument rule, viewers, which is where if you're flying in formation, you're only allowed one instrument, and then you have to look back up and check position. One instrument, check position, and so on. And that kind of alludes to the Jaguar, where you had to do quick checks, but carefully and at the right time of your nav system. So yeah, very dangerous. All right. In Britain, in the Cold War, we had loads of cool planes. We had, like I said, a Jag, small attack aircraft. We had a Tornado, a more kind of medium purpose, I suppose, attack aircraft, plus a fighter version. Plus we had Harrier, a short landing and takeoff capable attack aircraft, Phantom, fighter, and a whole bunch of others. Naval aircraft, Buccaneer, the list goes on. And that got very much replaced in modernity. We've got, well, if you ignore the F-35, which we're only just starting to populate now, still really, we've got one plane, which is the Typhoon, which does everything, or the Eurofighter you might call it. But I guess that's the idea of a multi-role plane. It can do everything, right? I don't know. Any thoughts on that? Or we don't have very many of them either.
Well, the Typhoon is an excellent aeroplane. It's got fantastic performance. Carries a lot of weapons. It's good in a lot of roles. Ground attack, air defence, and but now you'd use it in conjunction with a stealth aircraft. The stealth aircraft would do the stuff forward of the front lines, undetected by the enemy, minimal weapons, data linking all the stuff back to fighters like the Typhoon. And the Americans are doing the same thing with the F-35 and the F-15E Strike Eagle. You have got the Mud Mover bomb truck working in conjunction with stealth aircraft a lot further forward, capturing information and data from the enemy.
Roger. How are you getting on, Dark?
Good. Back up to 13,000 pounds.
Are you tanking?
Yep. I've been on the tanker for maybe a minute.
Roger, well done. Roger Matrix, Britain, just out of interest, to be honest, most NATO countries are equipping now with F-35. We plan to buy, I think it's about 80, it's close to that number, I apologise if I got that wrong, F-35Bs, which will go on an aircraft carrier and can operate from land. Yeah, that's it.
I think the original number was 145.
Really? I'm sure that got
Not
cut.
sure we'll actually buy that many.
No, the latest details I read were 36 plus 36 for each carrier, a max capacity, plus 4 in reserve for each, so that was 80, but I think that's right. And again, let me know, viewers, if I got that wrong, but I did research this fairly recently. I mean, it's so small. Compare that to America's Air Force. I haven't got the details ahead, but we've done several looks at their full Air Force and Navy before, and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, total probably, 3,000 moderately modern jets. I mean, we just have a different doctrine. We run a small Air Force, run a small Navy, very much rely on other guys for the, world's policing, if that's right. Simba.
I mean,
Sorry, go ahead, Matrix.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day when I was flying, they had 6 frontline aircraft, fast jet aircraft, Phantoms, Buccaneer, Lightning, Tornado, Harrier and Jaguar, and the Tornado had 2 different versions. And just as a matter of interest, we had something like 180 Tornadoes. That's just the ground attack version. We had 175 Jags, less when I was there. Lightnings were down to 2 squadrons. Phantoms we had something like 6 or 7 squadrons. Buccaneers we had 4 squadrons. So much bigger then than it is now. The Air Force then was 93,000 manpower, and now it's something like 28.
The question is why?
Sorry.
If the budget is more than it was back then, which I'm guessing it is, why? Is it the threat? No Soviets?
I think the individual aircraft are a lot more competent and a lot more capable than they were in my day. And we're not fighting a big Warsaw Pact style enemy. We're fighting smaller enemies in conjunction with our allies a lot more. There's a lot more interoperability now than there was then.
Right, great point, yeah.
Well, everything is technologically more advanced. They used to do everything on typewriters. Now everything's done on computers, computer networking. So just all that infrastructure itself just costs more.
Roger, Simba. I'm glad you piped up because I'm going to pick on you next. So Simba, obviously Simba's active military, so there's a lot we can't say, but we can probably, work around the outlines a bit, and I can always cut bits out just in case. So Simba works in an F-16 squadron. I can probably say that. Can I say you're in the Eastern Theatre?
Yeah.
Okay, Simba's in the Eastern Theatre, F-16 squadron. What's a day like in the life of Simba?
Well, I'm an old man now, so I just sit behind the desk and type up TPS reports and make sure the young guys have the tools and equipment and all that they need to actually make the mission happen. But no, it's just going in, making sure they're getting the right training. Our tactics have been changing over the years, so having to make sure that the younger generation is training to the new tactic as opposed to what I trained to when I was their age. Just it's the next evolution of how we're gonna engage in combat, and just making sure that they're set up with the right knowledge to do so.
So you're in a classic position where you started off with a kind of cool job on the tools. You got old and you got responsibility in a higher rank, and now you just have to sit in a friggin' desk looking after people, probably getting very annoyed and stressed. Basically the same as happens in any company. I can say one thing, I did research, and it is obviously not a surprise, but your F-16s are being replaced by F-35As, although I don't know when. In Okinawa, out of interest, the F-15s are getting replaced by F-15EX. Here's a question then, guys. The F-16s in the Eastern Theatre are getting replaced by F-35s. Again, this is all open source. But why are the F-15s, which I guess are generally air-to-air, why are they getting replaced by F-15EX? Why not F-35? I don't know what that is. Viewers, you're going to have to let me know that. Money?
I think I'm gonna turn around and come say hi to you guys now with my full fuel tanks.
Yeah, don't get to target before us, please. You might as well save fuel until we get to you.
I mean,
We've only got
10 miles from him.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we've only got 10 to the turn.
You can cut the corner now, Matrix. You can cut the corner now.
Will do.
Because it won't go on the incursion airspace. And we haven't been intercepted. Wow, have we just done 355 miles? We have, haven't we? That's kind of weird. Right, viewers, sit rep. We're now at steer point 1. We've done 355 miles. We're going to punch in steer point 2 if I can. Hip. I've got 210 miles, which is not a surprise because that's exactly what it is. Sorry, 210 nautical miles, which is 15% larger than a land mile, viewers, so about 240 land miles. A knot is a nautical mile per second. A mile per hour is obviously a land mile per hour.
Apologies.
I don't think it's nautical miles per second.
Yeah, per hour. Nautical miles per hour, yes. Sorry. Ill viewers. Ill. Constantly ill now. My baby started going to... He's not a baby anymore, I don't know why I called him that. He started going to preschool now. So he mixes with other children.
Already?
Yeah, we got him in early. He's the youngest one there. He's smart. He's a smart lad. But it's every 2 weeks he comes back with a new massive cold. Baby life. Right, I've done Simba now. Poosh, you're next.
Yes.
You piped up.
Yes, sir.
That's unfortunate. Tell us about your military service. What you were doing.
So the first tour I had as a helicopter pilot was up in Alaska in a rescue squadron up there, and for the first year I was up there, every day that I was on alert I did a mission, a real life mission which was pretty exciting. And then I went down to the schoolhouse from there, and that was not so exciting.
Roger.
And from there I went migrated up the chain. When I was done flying the helicopter, I was the chief of Stan Eval for Numbered Air Force. And then I got a bunch of staff jobs, mostly in requirements and procurement. Was in Special Ops Command for a while. And then at the end, because I had a general aviation background, I was made the chief pilot at Civil Air Command, Civil Air Patrol Liaison Office. And Civil Air Patrol is a voluntary organization, auxiliary of the Air Force. And their primary function is to provide support for the Air Force. And mostly they do it now through search and rescue.
Roger.
If you have a aircraft that goes down, then they're the ones you usually look for, the emergency transponders. But during World War II, when they got started, one of the things they did was anti-submarine patrol. And in fact, one of the CAP aircraft is credited with a U-boat sinking.
Huh. Wow.
And then I got into corporate aviation after that.
Wow.
And now happily retired.
I'm playing games. I'm the odd one out. I've got like no friggin' interesting history at all. Everyone else is friggin' pilots or bosses pilots about.
No,
I mean,
no,
so you're a nerd as well, Doug.
I'm the very odd one out with no wife and kids and no military experience.
Well, I could make a comment there, but I'll get found out, so I won't say anything. But yeah, well, I've sat in a few. I have flown a couple of little planes actually, so I'm gonna say I'm a friggin' pilot, guys.
Friendly fire.
Yeah, it's too much friendly fire to let you in a plane. Well, there you go, guys. Learned a bit about the guys.
As a side note, I had a painting incident where I got rust in my eye, but they didn't have to poke needles into it.
Did they have to get it out like easily?
Yeah, really easy. They had like a little thing that looked at my eye, and the guy said to look straight ahead, and then they say a couple of light flashes. I guess they had 3 or 4 of them, and they just plucked them out.
Wow. For me, it was quite deep. It was a splinter, and so it went right through. That's a bit yucky, but do you know what I mean? So it's like putting a splinter out of your thumb is quite hard, right? You know, it can be difficult to get out. It's kind of like that, where it's mostly inside. Very awkward. I've got to take stupid antibiotics now, which means I can't see. Basically, I wish I hadn't done it. It's basically, but that said, that's how my whole life's pretty much been. So, learn by getting hurt.
Had my welding hood run out of battery one time, and I didn't realize until about 10 minutes of welding in, and just.
So I've had that as well.
For a few days.
It is welding is unbelievably. I mean, it's almost so dangerous. I mean, it's moderately safe if you do it right. But I had the same thing. My welding hat, again, same as you. It's slightly tinted normally, but obviously fully tinted when it starts sparking. And so I started cutting, and it had just a little bit of tin, and but it's still enough to blind you. It was horrible, wasn't it? It really hurts.
Yeah.
Right?
My first time ever welding as well, I ended up with really bad sunburn all over my arms and legs.
It's so powerful. There are so many photons being smashed out of a welding torch, viewers, more than the sun lots more than the sun per, whatever cubic meter or however you want to measure it, square meter, that within a few minutes of welding, you actually you give yourself sunburn and even cancer and stuff. I learned that again the hard way. It's such a powerful tool, isn't it?
Yeah, after that, I ended up buying all the good stuff.
Yes, right, so mental thing, I need to get oh yes, I have just got a new welding helmet actually, so yeah, keep yourself covered up. And the worst one was welding upside down, not welding upside down, but welding above your head, laying down, underneath. And the bits come off, and bits of metal come off, like chunks of metal, and they're molten hot because it melts metal, so it's whatever it is, 2,000 degrees or whatever, and it doesn't like touch you and bounce off in a flash. It just burns through your clothes and just burns its way into your arm, and basically absolutely terrible.
Still got a hole in my foot.
You need proper gear if you're going to do that, so I've got to get all that gear on a budget somehow. Bollocks. I've got to start learning to weld above my head now as well. Oh well, one thing at a time, guys. I think you have a welding apron, a big leather welding apron, don't you, to do it properly?
I've got like a shirt and pants and some steel toe boots now and things like that.
Yeah.
I've got some. I talked to someone who does real welding and got the hood they have and things like that.
Yeah, I need to do.
Not cheap.
What were you doing? That's the thing I'm worried about. What are you doing with are you doing cars?
Yeah, cars. Built a go-kart to learn how to weld. Kind of taught myself MIG and then a bit of TIG and yeah.
I need to catch up. I'm a bit of a noob at the moment.
Lots of water and salt on the roads where I live, so there's lots of rusted underside of vehicles and running boards and other pieces and bits falling off.
Yeah, I know all about that. Yeah. There you go, viewers. Yes, I should make a note. Viewers, if you... we want to keep doing this for as long as we can because we enjoy doing it, obviously. I make a living off it, but it's become very difficult lately, very difficult. I've had just a lot of factors go against me over the last few years. I've had some demonetization issues. It's really hard to understand how it works, but every time you put a video out, it's not up to you who that video goes to, alerts, should we say. It's up to a big central YouTube system that obviously we don't get access to. So back in say 3 years ago, let's say I had 200,000 subscribers, then every time I put a video out it would alert those 200,000 subscribers. It's called reach. It's how many people your video can reach, and plus a few extra, which allows you to grow. Now something happened in early 2022. I assume it's the Ukraine war, although I don't know that for sure. And all of a sudden my reach was slashed from, 100% of the subscribers plus a few to about a third of the subscribers. So now whenever I put a video out, let's say this one, we can only reach about a third of the subscribers, which is awfully frustrating and very anti-free market, in my opinion. But I do appreciate that YouTube is it's a free company and a capitalist system, and it should be able to do what it wants. It's just very frustrating if you do what we do. Anyway, so it's very difficult at the moment. Very hard to make a living. Very difficult. I rely very much on the Patreon, which you'll find a link to in the video description. Without that, I wouldn't be able to do it anymore. We'd have to shut down, basically, which would suck. But that is life. Again, I believe in a capitalist free market system. It is what it is. So if you do get a chance, please do go sign up. It literally is keeping me in business at the moment. I'm the only one that earns money out of it. The boys don't. The boys just do it for fun, and it's just part of their psyche, a commitment. It's just the kind of guys they are. That said,
What?
Yeah, right. Sorry, what I meant was your checks are stuck in the post still, but you will get your payment. That's what I meant to say. Yeah.
You told me you started paying me after the first year of videos.
What's a year? A Jupiter year? A Saturn year? Anyway.
Pluto year.
Pluto year, there we go. So, keep us in business, viewers. Keep us in business by paying to that Patreon, please. Because, like I said, we are being taken off the air. And it is annoying. But you can stop it happening if you want by doing it direct. Bypassing the system, the man. Out of interest,
apparently they didn't know to sign their contract in Crane.
They didn't know. Simba did. Simba's getting the massive money. Yeah. So go and do that. Yeah, sorry.
Descending 30 miles.
Descending 30 miles. Right. Sorry. Back to the mission, viewers. We've covered a lot of topics, haven't we, today, guys? We haven't talked about my underpants yet, but we can get to it. Right. So we've got 120 miles to target. We haven't been intercepted yet. The boys, I'm sure, would have told me. What else have I missed? Fuel. £24,000. What a brilliant, brilliant plane. Assuming it's modelled accurately, which we have to assume it is. I mean, this thing will go for thousands of miles. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Right, we're going to
I've dumped my wing tanks.
What's the internal on this?
I filled back up to 24.
2100.
20. Say again. 20.
22.
22. Alright, I'm not going to dump my tanks until I absolutely have to, or you know what I mean. In fact, are we going to dump our tanks? I guess we... Oh god, I don't know. Yes? Yes, possibly.
I prefer to return the save the taxpayers' money.
Roger. We have to consider everyone though here and the amount of time that people have got. So we'll talk about it when we're off target. Let's keep them until we're off target, guys.
In the interest of speed, mine are well gone. Mine were gone, you know.
Anyway, yeah, you're on a different profile to us. Also, is anyone else's MFDs like unbelievably dark and can't make them brighter?
Yes.
Yes.
Anyone know the reason? Are we missing the reason here?
I guess they're modelling exposure to direct sunlight, but we'll be descending soon. It'll be darker.
Also, has anyone noticed we've been talking for so long that the sun has come up? I didn't notice until now. Just saying. Right, viewers. So we've come around the dogleg. We're 100 miles away from the target. We've gone 355 plus 110. We've gone 465 nautical miles, about 520 land miles. I don't care about my sore throat anymore. I'm just going to keep friggin' talking. Now, as I said, the target, guys, I've deliberately put it kind of in the hills a bit, and it is in full cloud cover. Visibility is bad. You know, you'll see the target, but only when you're kind of on top of it. Don't worry too much. The defences are not harsh. Your biggest danger is crashing into a mountain, and I've done that on purpose, obviously. Now, if you're smart, you'll use your terrain following radar. If you're dumb like me, and you can't remember how to do that, you'll use your rad out and hopefully a bit of smart. But we need to...
Don't you need a pod for that?
Yeah.
Yes,
Shit.
you do need a pod.
Alright, well, doesn't matter because I can't remember how to use it anyway. Well, in that case, I'm basically what I'm saying is I'm handing the problem over to you guys. How are we going to bomb this target? When are we going to descend? What's safe to do? Because I don't know.
Leaders commencing descent.
Follow Matrix, he's done that in his real life. Yes.
Right side outboard, you'll see two twisty knobs. Kind
Okay.
of towards the back. Right
Yeah.
below that, right forward to that is a switch that's probably flipped to the back, which is night mode. Flip it forward to go to day mode.
Well found. You've been sitting there thinking, oh, beautiful. I didn't know that knob was there. We never did a cockpit tutorial on this, unfortunately, viewers. I can't do tutorials at the moment. It's just too effing hard to speak. I will do once we get better. Yep, sorry, go.
And then your center screen, right above it in the middle, is your HUD day auto night mode
Visual.
switch.
Right, there you go, guys. How exciting. Right, master arm is on. Check. Radar, we don't need that for CCRP bombing, do we, guys? We might need the
No.
air-to-ground radar. No? Okay. Don't need that.
It'll help. But it's
It'll
not
help.
necessary.
Yeah, we are allowed to use radar in combat, and I will consider it combat, guys. So once we're a little bit closer, we'll turn our radars on because the way the CCIP pipper is calculated different ways, viewers, depending on which sensors we have available. Terrain following radar would help. Laser rangefinder would help. You know, and various other systems that I can't even remember. It's so long since I read the manual. The more sensors you've got available, the more accurate it will be. And today, accuracy is going to be useful. Oh my god, we're going to the suit. Make sure your lights are on. Here's where the S really hits the fan. Here's where Matrix
What's your
takes us
speed,
into
Matrix?
a friggin' mountain.
390.
390.
389.
Feels like we're keeping it around 400-ish. I'm using the lights.
Yeah, I'll aim for 420 initially and then 480 for the run-in.
Right, don't forget your low altitude warning, your rad out, guys. That's going to keep you alive in this assault.
Is that ground speed you're talking about?
Airspeed.
Yeah, it's technically calibrated airspeed. Right. C-dip. Yeah, I'm all set up and ready to go. The jets in this game or sim are incredibly highly modelled, viewers, like stupidly, overly highly modelled. 70 miles, okay, still got a ways to go yet. It's kind of in a basin, guys, with mountains all around it. So you'll be doing kind of attacks where you dive in from the peak of the mountain, hit the basin, and then, for God's sake, pull up again quite high. But you can't really use afterburner unless it's an emergency. So, I don't know, just be good is all I'm asking. 23,000 pounds, this plane is unbelievably good. How's the F-16 doing? What's your fuel load?
I'm still at 8,000.
And what was your initial?
12,600.
Right, so you've got 60% fuel, and we're almost halfway. So, although you don't have as much headroom as an F-15, I haven't seen you once today, by the way, where you are. Although he doesn't have the headroom of the F-15. Yeah.
I've been flying slightly above and to the right of you guys, or yeah, to the right of you guys to conserve fuel.
Who's our air-to-air fight? Who's air-to-air fighting, by the way?
That would be me.
Oh, I've got 4.
Okay, Dark, initial air-to-air fighters, Dark and Cannonball, and the rest of us do what we have to. Yep, this is stupidly dangerous now. And no, you wouldn't fly like this in real life. I'm guessing viewers probably not.
You might. We're still well above safe altitude.
Yeah. Had to do this a lot in Afghanistan, as I understand it.
Roger. And one thing I've learned is... Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, figure out using the maps and other systems to figure out where you could descend at.
Yes,
and not run into anything.
I mean, it was one of the biggest... I'm careful what I say, but it was a very big killer in World War II. In Britain, a lot of the planes tried to descend in the weather, coming back to Britain and banged themselves into a hill. Terribly dangerous.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, and Afghanistan, you know, and it looks like a desert, but it's not. Its majority is mountainous. Terrifying.
There is lower terrain to the left of track. Once we're VMC below, I'll aim for that.
Roger, noted. No, you're wrong, Dark. You just need our main radar to do terrain following. I'm sure we don't need the pod for terrain following. Am I right,
Maybe
guys?
not terrain following, but maybe for radar altitude. Radar altitude and terrain following are different.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to think about is, you know, we get that display where you can see the profile of the land in front of you. I'm sure that comes from the APG and not the nav flare. I think the nav flare is just...
There's a different pod.
It is a different pod.
It's a different pod.
Mm-hmm. You can only have one of the two.
You can map the ground with your radar.
Oh.
You can tell how high you are with your radar, but the plane won't follow it for you.
Well, why not? It's a perfectly good radar. Why doesn't it do that? Or do you need a separate pod? It's a very powerful radar I've got here.
It's classified.
Unbelievable. That's always your excuse. Always your excuse, Push.
It's magic then, I don't know.
There you go. Well, we really are in Matrix's hand right now, viewers. We could smash into a mountain literally at any point.
Don't worry, I'll call it if we're not VMC.
Unbelievably dangerous. Think how many planes have died like this in history.
At a Thunderbird accident where they lost 4.
Wow, really? I didn't know that. What year-ish, roughly?
It was 1970s. It was T-38.
Here, boys.
Roger, Matrix.
Take a tactical spacing, stand by for manoeuvring.
Roger. I'm still going to keep you in sight.
Oh yes, no, don't lose sight of me.
Okay, we've got 30 miles to go. I think this is the sea. This is the sea still, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Crimea we're attacking and demonetized.
Coming left.
There you go, viewers. We've gone 650 miles. That's 650 miles in, I don't know, an hour and 10 minutes.
Altitude.
No one's crashed, no one's done anything weird. That's how, I don't say good we've got, but you know what I mean. Good we've got, right? Right, my low altitude warning is going off, so it works. It's based on the radar altimeter, viewers. Matrix, what's rain like at 500 knots?
Depends how heavy it is. Light stuff is not so much of a problem, but heavy is cuts your visibility a lot.
Okay.
It's not bad. This is quite a good simulation.
The thing is, in a car, you're basically blinded. Is it a plane?
It sheets off pretty well.
Yeah, it does.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, if you don't use your windshield wipers in a car and you've got some slippery windshield and you're going fast enough, it's almost better to leave them off.
Yeah. I was trying to work out the other day, in a convertible, if you go fast enough, can you keep dry? Isn't that an interesting concept?
No, because the wind swirls behind you.
Freaking nerd. Ruin my dream.
You need one of the wind things on the back of behind your headrest.
But if you have a sun,
Didn't they teach you the science thing about running versus walking in the rain? You'll if you're covering the same distance, you'll actually be wetter running than you would walking.
What? No.
Yep.
Can't be.
Because you got to think, if the rain is falling vertically, right, then the amount of raindrops your body will pass through is less at a slower speed. Whereas if you're running, you're gonna
Careful there, boys.
run into
Coast
rain
ahead,
before
mountains
it
ahead,
hits
pulling
the
up.
ground.
Knock it off, knock it off. Danger.
They're pulling up. Yeah, you see the mountains at very close range, so visual now though.
10 miles to target.
Low altitude. Low altitude.
One of us is at least one of us will die here, viewers. At least, probably more. It's just a terrifically dangerous thing to do.
Yeah, continue on this heading until lower ground and then we'll turn right.
There is AAA. It's
Low
moderately light,
altitude.
but
Low
you know,
altitude.
don't 200 knot it. Here's where I remember I put a Sam 10 in.
Low.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, the
Otherwise, you'd be
visibility
showing up on the twos.
Okay, vis here is poor. Just keep your eyes peeled. Turning right.
Yep. I'm gonna go into a trail.
I'm in trail.
Roger.
I'm like 2 miles back. A bit less.
I'll follow somebody and then
6 miles.
Target 052 track.
Roger. Bomb at will. There's
That's
no
a real pea
civilians.
soup there.
Don't need a battle appreciation pass. You
Low
can just bomb at will.
altitude. Low altitude.
Oh, I told you I made it hard. I told you I made it hard. Giggity.
Can't pick out the target in this.
You'll find a way. That's what we always do, guys. We always do. Here's where we should have taken snake eyes, right? Okay, visual
Low
targets, visual buildings.
altitude. Low altitude.
Yep. Visual everything. And
Oh wait,
nice.
breaking left.
I've had a hang up.
1, 2, 3. Oh, gutted, Matrix. Gutted.
5 away.
I think I was too low. The system failed to release.
Oh, I thought you meant your PC crashed.
really,
No.
Are we gonna keep all of our runs on the heading of 5-2?
Jesus
Hey,
Christ.
firm. If you bombed, get out and go home.
Guys, my bombs are not releasing in CDIP, and I've done everything right.
need to hold the pickle button until I get off.
Why?
It's not.
Sima
It's not
making
a
a second
normal-
run on a heading of 052.
Are you sure, Boo?
Nice run.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
2 away.
Roger, it's just me being a knob.
The
No.
com-
Are you on station or step?
Boost is
or-
right. No, I just
Low altitude.
Okay.
Low
yeah, the computer
altitude.
has to work stuff out for you.
Yeah,
Say
guys.
low altitude.
I thought we discussed we were gonna do all of our bombing runs on a heading of 052.
Sorry. Yeah, okay, changing now. I just had to debug a problem.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, if you check from the south, you get a much clearer view of the target on the run-in.
Bombs are dropping. Roger. There's probably variable. Clouds will move. Right, 052 you say?
Yep, basically the same heading that we ran in on initially.
Yep. On it now. Alright. Right, viewers.
We're just running from the south.
I remember how to bomb now. Running in.
Dropped all of mine so I could go air to air.
Bomb.
Low altitude. Low altitude.
2%
Running in.
damage. What the hell was that all about?
Yeah, 5 2,000 pounders did 21%.
I think it's no, they're blowing up. It's just the BDA meters
okay.
wrong. They're definitely blowing up. Remember, only afterburner if you have to, guys.
I've got something on radar.
Okay.
Don't shoot me. Don't shoot me.
Is one of us not with us?
20 mile.
Advise
I'm
Cannonball.
orbiting overhead at 30.
How far away laterally? What altitude is the
Pretty
target?
close.
Go and check it out.
29. Angel's 29.
Yeah.
A lock 15, spike 15.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. He got very scared when Dark locked him.
Leaders,
no,
winch
I know how to use IFR.
Roger.
Don't worry.
Get above the clouds and wait for us, but don't go home yet.
No, I'm ingressing on 180.
Sure.
Number running in.
Rest of you,
Right, running in.
bomb at ease. Oh, a bunch of tents. Took a bunch of tents down. Super cap, 100% best cap.
3 away.
What it is, viewers, because I'm bombing in a low altitude, it uses a C-dip. It uses a, what do you call it? CCIP, CCRP amalgam mode. That's why you have to push and hold. If I was bombing
you're off the
straight,
bottom of the screen.
yeah, I thought the bottom screen.
Hostile incursion east 60, 100 miles.
Southeast, 60 to 100 miles, 6 ship. My 2 fighters, release your last bombs and go and fight. Keep us safe. Keep America safe.
Exactly behind me right now. Going radar hot.
I may have got a little bit lax on my ingress. Alright, cancelling that. Which way is 052 for God's sake? So this is south, so I want to go this way. The wind is fierce. It's blowing all that smoke in my eye. In my good eye, and I only have one eye.
Right. Okay. Target.
Number running in.
They're running in.
Closest target 55 miles, it looks like. Just 25.
I'm not going to be able to view, so just keep us appraised of what you're doing, fighters.
Do you have a bra on that, Dark?
Yeah, 090. I've got 2 sets of 2 planes. Gonna get fast and fire on the first set.
Low altitude.
Yeah, I'm out of bombs. I'm coming that direction.
Oh, smashing this place. There's 2 big flat buildings I'd love to take down, Simba. You can see them under the smoke.
They're now 40 miles.
Where are they in relation to the smoke?
I'm described as being under it. So if you can go for a low appreciation pass, you'll probably see what I mean. They were nearer where the big buildings were. You have to see them from the right angle. You have to come in from a different angle, probably.
All right, I got a bogey at.
I'm going to fire on the first 2.
IFF him, IFF him.
Run.
Turn it into a bandit.
They're bogey bandits.
Roger. Shoot his face.
IFF.
Fox 3.
Low altitude. Low altitude.
And Fox 3 on the second.
I see a big square building,
Yes.
but no long building.
Yeah, go for that one.
Right.
I'm gonna come in on an opposite heading of 052.
I'll come in behind. Great visibility over target all of a sudden. The clouds have just cleared up. It's just like
Good
Wales.
to check the targets at 40 miles. Missile is active. Missile is active. I'm gonna go cold.
Do you
Splash bomb.
left
Bomb
one or
away.
right? Did you go for the left one or the right one? There's 2, it turns out.
Right one, I think.
Roger, I'll go.
Low altitude. Low altitude.
Cap missed for some reason. Got bombs.
What's your altitude, Dark?
Try again.
28. They should be about 40 miles from you, maybe
Yeah,
more.
they just dropped them. I think they got hit.
Keep the info flowing, guys.
There is 2 more that were 40 miles behind those.
All right. I've dropped all my munitions.
Alright, go and help the air-to-air, but stay off burner.
I'm chasing down the next 2. I see Dark on data link.
All right, you got one at 60 miles, hot at 240.
Low altitude. Low altitude.
Building destroyed. We've almost destroyed its entire base. That is what a bunch of F-15s can do, viewers. Amazing work. Fuel. 19,000. Oh, baby.
Yeah, I've locked the northernmost close one. The one that's closest to Poosh.
You got that guy locked up.
Low altitude. Low altitude.
Were we supposed to stay our side of the line, or were
Doesn't
they
matter
able to cross the line?
now. Only in peacetime, you know what I mean? So now we're in combat, you can go and get them.
Box 3.
Then after combat, we have to stick to our side again. It's just to make sure we do the full route, basically. Any of us been shot down?
Nope.
Oh, Poosh, you missed.
Still got 37 seconds.
Dude, there is a guy right on top of you.
Uh-oh.
Oh, is there?
Uh-oh.
Countermeasures?
Help him out.
Low altitude.
What altitude?
Low altitude.
He's at 17 according to data link.
One got through the net.
Under me then, somewhere.
He's at 22 now.
I would suggest displacing and let one of your friends try and sort it out. Push. It's up to you. Right, I'm out. Go on.
I'm out there.
I got him locked. He's behind Poosh. I'm going to fire, but danger on the Fox 3.
I got my hand on the chaff button.
Well, I'm out of parameters. He's running away from me. Turn in on him.
What's his
He's Angels
heading?
19. Hard to say.
Coming. I'm freaking coming, guys. Right, radar on.
Yeah, I've got a 21 on the RWR right behind me.
Ray gun.
What's the IFF button in F-15, guys?
Coolie hit hat switch right long.
Thank you. IFF.
Whoever's
I see which one's the MiG. I see.
whoever's at 12,000
Matrix.
feet, you have
That's me.
a bandit trailing you.
Yes,
Yep,
I know.
I see that also.
Roger.
I'm 37 miles out, not within range to fire.
Yeah, I've got to be a little bit careful.
If you come right, if you start
I'm
coming,
coming right. I'm right.
I'm talking to Matrix.
Roger.
I'm in the clouds right now.
Matrix
trying to get
is
my
one
scan.
behind him too?
He's close to him. Got to be careful.
Yes.
Okay, I visual on Poosh. Visual on Poosh. I'm closing on your trailer real quick.
I see him.
Almost within
I see the
parameters.
MiG at Angels 13.
I'm still at your 6, Matrix. I can crack it and close distance if you want.
China's going after too far, Mig, before they get too close.
About 40 miles.
Tally, got him.
Keep us appraised what you're doing, Push.
Heading
Six.
300, staying in the clouds.
Thank you.
Still 35 miles out, Matrix.
Left on a
Okay,
US.
cannonball in parameters. Fox 3.
Well, let's hope it's not a friendly.
Box 3.
All right,
Got a
hold,
Fox
knock it off. Knock it off. I'm gonna
Splash,
get
Mig 21 splash.
Push displace. After
Thank
gunners
you.
on. Get away. Just in case there's AMRAAMs in the air. Everyone hold fire. Does anyone see any hostiles on radar?
A firm east, range 15-20.
Alright, just get...
Right.
double check they're a hostile. Get fighting. God, is that a hostile? What angels have you got in the map?
I've still got a spike or a spike.
Ray gun?
Sounds like friendly.
Dropped.
No. If I say ray gun, if somebody's getting spiked by a 15,
Rider Fox 3
they need to
on
say something.
me close by. I got visual on it.
Roger, you tackle it.
Only one bandit remaining.
Slash is down.
Is that all bandits down, guys? I'm getting transponder responses from everything on my scope. But there's not... Rest on
It
our
said there were
laurels.
6 coming. How many did we kill? I got 1.
Unsure.
It's going
Matrix Splash 1.
to be hard to get useful information on the BDA, guys, because people are shooting it. Best thing is, do lots of 360s, scan everything, interrogate everything, cross-reference information.
I got everything, it's friendly.
I got everything as, transponder. Just have a good scan round, because they can slip through the net, so just give it a couple of minutes before we get together again. I'm doing one last scan. High, low. Alright, sounds like they've all gone, guys. Matrix.
A firm.
We've got to start getting back with you. Can you set course for steer point 2? No, 1. 1,
Yep,
please.
on course 178 for me.
178 for me. Pretty much 2. So we will pretty much merge. Can you tell me your distance to steer point 1?
143 miles.
So you're 40 miles ahead. So that is him there, viewers. All right, you set course. You do that. Can you stick to about, I don't know, just 350 knots or something like that until we catch up?
Will do.
And advise on altitude.
Yep, passing Angels 22, speed 350.
Simi, can you advise on how to dump the tanks without dumping on missiles?
Hit your menu button.
Yep.
Go to armament.
Yep.
Should be combat jet on the left side.
Check.
Now, box the ones that you want to jet.
Yep.
Hit enter in the bottom right.
Check.
Now go over to your armament knob, turn it right 1 position
Check.
to where you're on select jettison and hit the red button.
Boof. Good work.
And make sure the button D presses.
Yep. Double check. Tanks are on. Right, I'm doing that because I'm aware it's nearly 2 o'clock Britain time. We need to get our skates on. We need to move fast to get back home. So get yourself as slick as you can, guys. Keep your AMRAAMs.
Well, if you... Okay. I was going to say, if you want to dump the pylons, you can do that too.
Good no, because mine have got AMRAAMs on them. Unless, I'd love to dump the ones on my belly that carry my bombs.
No, those are basically permanently affixed.
Alright, then no dumping for me. The rest of you, get yourself clean, but keep your AMRAAMs.
Meet you guys at the corner again?
Meet you at the corner, Dark. Matrix. Oh my god, I've fallen out of the sky. Lost. Thing happened, viewers.
May have used a little more fuel in the fighting.
You are a very excitable young man. Right. Oh, I can see everything now. There's us viewers right there. There's steer point 1 at the elbow. Matrix distance to steer point 1.
125 miles.
Roger.
Attack in on the tanker.
It's yes. If you go into the F10 menu, the F10 map, you'll see it written on there. I've showed it there. I can't remember what it is.
Matrix has selected TACAN 16X air-to-air on.
16 X-ray. That sounds like a base, not an aircraft. Question mark. Doesn't matter.
They're 21, 22, 24, and 26.
There we go. That's it.
What, for air-to-air?
Yeah, 21, 22, 23, 24, sorry.
Roger, I doubt the F-15 is going to be refueling anyway. We don't need to. Let's start doing some fuel readouts. Cap 17.
Symbol
Strider.
14.
Strider 14.
Matrix 15.6.
Dark 9, but Mach 1.7, headed for the tanker.
Cannonball 5.4.
Alright, well as long as we're not dragging heavy bombs, I think everyone apart from Dark, which I can see ahead of me like a friggin' Saturn V now, can make it back without refueling, so well done, gentlemen. Say speed matrix.
310.8 decimal 85.
310, roger. Okay, I'm still
What's that
catching
in Mach?
Yep, decimal 85.
up. Decimal 8.
Copy.
Roger. Alright. Well, we absolutely obliterated the target. No one crashed, so well done. We obliterated 6 MiGs. Others may come, I don't know, but we'll deal with them as we see fit. At least they're going to be smaller engagements. And no one's been shot down, have they? I'm sure they haven't.
I have as well.
Yeah, this plane is something friggin' astronomical. It can supercruise with missiles on. It can carry more fuel than any other fighter in history, question mark? Can't think of any that carry more. It can go extremely far. It can carry all the fancy modern weapons, pretty much.
I thought the F-22 was the first plane that could super cruise and not burn.
Well, I'm super cruising.
Going Mach?
Yep.
What's your altitude?
And F-22, they don't consider it super cruise until 1.4.
There you go. What the man said.
That was the requirement for it, super cruise.
And those planes are super cruising with full loadouts, whereas these other jets are not really super cruising fully loaded out.
No, we're not. No, we're not, Simba. Ah, man, I need a drink so friggin' bad. Matrix distance to steer point.
95 miles.
Roger, I'm trying to catch you up. I'll get there eventually. Just realised I can put myself in friggin' autopilot and go get a drink. BRB viewers. I'm going to go autopilot, altitude on, make sure it doesn't go weird, and it hasn't. BRB.
Hope Cap comes back in a hurry.
Why is that?
He's down to 24,000 and pointed right at the red. At 20,000.
He's left his autopilot off.
Yeah, he didn't set it up right.
Oh my god.
He probably bumped his stick.
9,000 now.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Up. Poor Cat. Well, he'll be jumping in the back seat.
Back, guys, but I appear to be dead. Is that
Yep.
expected?
Yeah.
What
Wait,
happened?
are you you're at 0.95 now, Matrix?
Negative 0.9, accelerating to 0.95, flight Angels 38.
You want to wait till we rejoin before you go to that acceleration?
Okay, reducing
Please, sir.
to decimal.
Yeah, I'm about 20 nautical miles still behind you.
Okay, suggest you use geometry to cut the corner. I'll call at the waypoint and turning.
Alright, Simba. Whoa, let me look at your credentials, giggity. Right, I'm doing my best not to touch your stick. Also, giggity. Knots. Where's the mark meter? I don't have a HUD. Oh, yes, I do. How do I get to the HUD? It's here, isn't it? It is. HUD. There it is. I can't have the camera on the HUD, can I?
Yeah, you can. Top right. It says can.
Yes, I can. There you go, viewers. We can see everything that he does, basically. Right, we've got 2 missiles left. Whoops. 2 missiles left. We're doing Mach. I don't... Yes. 0.98. Now, why are you slower than what I was? Have you dumped your tanks?
Yep, I'm at 40,000 feet.
Roger. Duly noted. Right, fuel burn. Where's the IFE gone? I don't have one, do I?
You just have a totalizer. We're at 12.9. Fuel burn is about 6 per engine.
Right, 6 per engine. So that's 12,000 pounds per hour. We've got 12,000 pounds. That means we can go for 1 hour. Anyone got ground speed? In fact, Simba, what's our ground speed?
569.
569, so 570. Oh man, how far have we got to go? So, distance to steer point is 66. Right, calculator's coming out, bollocks to it. So 65 miles plus, what was it, 355 nautical. So we've got 420 miles to go at 570 knots. That is, oh God, that is 0.85 hours. So that is
51 minutes.
1 minute. Well done, Push. Yeah, 51 minutes. So we have. Right, we got there. So if we keep on these credentials at this speed, we'll get there with £1,000 of fuel left. So, punch it, Spunkmeyer.
Matrix, 16 miles on your trail.
Roger. 44 to the turn.
Copy. 56.
Right. We're going to work our way to get into formation again. Again, you can cut the corner a bit, guys. We might be able to shave 10 miles off. I think we did in the original one. Now, chronometer. Mission time. Anyone mission time? Visual. It's 20 past 7. And when did we start? We started at 5:30. So it's been... No, that can't be right. No, I started it earlier than that. Bollocks, I can't remember when we started, so irrelevant. It's over 2 hours. It's been over 2 hours. No, it hasn't. Sorry. Right, let me start again. Come on, brain. It was started at 5:30. It's now 20 past 7. So how many hours is that?
10 minutes shy of 2 hours.
Wow.
Yep.
So it's been 1 hour and 15 minutes. I guess we spent a lot of time at combat. Plus messing around, plus rearming, plus all that. But, I mean, good news is it's less than 50 minutes. I mean, it was 51 minutes to get back when we looked last. So, Simba, you can cut that. If they're turning, you can cut that. No, they're not turning. Doesn't matter.
I'm waiting for Matrix to call out his cut.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably getting on for 45 minutes.
Cannibal set off by himself.
Are you out of fuel, Cannibal? Out of time?
I'm out of time.
Yeah, it's going to happen if you have to just log off. It's gone as long as you can. Technically, I'm out of time already as well, but we'll stick it through.
I believe I have enough fuel to make it back to base without tanking. I could tank easily too right here.
Roger.
F-16 can do it.
Dark, are you tanking? Where's Dark?
Yeah, pulling onto the tanker right now.
I'll pull you on in a minute. Well, you're getting plenty of boom practice today, Dark. You had boom practice the last mission as well. Lots of boom practice around.
Yes, sir.
So it turned out, we're still going to find out whether it's faster to do it our way or Dark's way.
I did about 40 miles extra on the way to come back to you guys.
Lead turning left.
Roger, so it sounds
Copy, cutting the corner.
We won't know until we get back fully, but it sounds like it might have been quicker to do Dark's way of going maximum speed and refueling. But that said, to refuel 8 jets would probably be not very easy, right? And take longer. So I don't know, tough one. Viewers, let me know which one's best. Well, I'm surprised you've done so well.
You'd only need like 5,000 pounds an airplane.
Oh,
Probably more than that, I guess. Yeah.
No, but I mean the original. You need to take on full for the original refueling.
The tanker's on the way there. We're going the correct direction that you guys were going. So the tankers are doing Mach 0.73 and you guys are only doing 8 something. So this time I'm flying back towards you, so
Okay.
losing quite a bit more time this time.
Cap, if you look out at our 1:32 o'clock, that would be Matrix.
Looking, yes, visuale. I think visuale. See something there. Hello, boys. What mark are you at, Matrix?
0.995.
0.95. That's great. We're at 0.98, so we're just creeping up to you.
Yeah, you get pretty inefficient at anywhere at 0.98 and 1.1, 1.2.
But speed, Doc, speed. You didn't think about mass speed.
Pieces of the airplane start going above the speed of sound.
How do you get into air compressibility?
Yes.
Yeah, I was up in Alaska, and a F4 went by the rain shack, and he was showing 9.5 on the Mach meter, and he boomed the shack, knocked the tower off its foundations, and they figured the wing tips were going in excess of Mach.
Yep.
So I wonder why that is. Is that because of the preconditioning of the air before it hits the wingtips?
Yeah. Changes in pressure.
Classified.
Classified. Everything's classified.
I would have to explain my aerospace classes to you, and that would be a long time.
Nerd.
Cat Matrix, do you recall the waypoint for base?
Well, it's B, so you type B and then press it and it will go to the base. It is 310 nautical miles. Not sure why it's less. No, it's just because of our
It's because we cut the corner.
Cut the corner. Shaved off a few valuable miles.
I'll have to calculate how many miles I did.
He's in the Air Force's frequent flyer program.
We're in Turkey. That's where we are now, aren't we? Northern Turkey.
Yes.
And we've got, funny thing is, we've got southern Turkey on another map, on the Syrian map, right? Yeah, so these maps almost join up then.
I think that's enough fuel for today.
I wonder whereabouts. Is that the Dardanelles there, viewers? Let me know.
Dardanelles is behind us.
Is it? Right, okay. Okay. So that's Black Sea to Aegean Sea? Mediterranean?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got the Bosphorus between the two.
Fuel 11,000.
Well
on target.
How do the plane stops making so much noise when you break the sound barrier? You stop getting a lot of the wind noise. Because you're going faster than the sound it's making.
That's not how that works.
Yeah,
No?
not true. No.
Well, and I don't know why it does that.
People think that that's how it works. But you gotta remember, you are traveling the same speed as the airplane. You and that noise are not travel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get.
Yeah.
The other thing is the noise in the cockpit comes from vibration of the various bits and pieces, particularly from cabin conditioning flow. So that doesn't change.
Yeah, I was thinking of all the sound behind you. I guess that's an interesting question.
But you don't hear that. Fence in, please. Sorry. Weapons safe, please.
Oh. What do you think? I'm dark?
Guys.
That is true.
I'm behind you. I've got 2 MRAMs.
Yeah, you make sure your weapons are safe, please.
They are.
I heard Matrix say jettison wing pylons, but I was close enough to see the wink.
Can you see our cons?
Not quite yet.
You're gonna have to look hard because we're flying almost into the sun.
Well, I've got you off my right side, so. But yeah, no visual. I could turn on my radar, lock you guys up.
I'm going to do a time to target check. So it's 260 miles, something like that. Ground speed?
64.
What's our ground speed now? Because we're a bit faster now, aren't we?
650.
No, we can't be doing 650 knots. Can we?
I was.
Wow.
Now I'm down to 620
Ground speed
or
is
so.
547.
587.
Roger. Which is crazy speed. 587, and we've got 6. We've got 260 to go. So 260, 7. All right. So I think it's 0.44 of an hour times 60 is. I think we've got 26.5 minutes to go, guys. At current parameters, 26.5 minutes. Now that we're really covering ground. And we're only going to get faster as our fuel burns down, our angle of attack decreases. 250 miles.
Yeah, we're covering about 10 nautical miles a minute.
Yeah, I suppose that was an easy way to look at it, wasn't it?
Yep.
260 divided by 10, boom, 26. Right.
About 1 mile in trail.
Is that, you just joined, Dark? Or was that someone else?
Nope, I'm still catching up.
Roger.
That's me, Strider.
Can't see Dark.
You want to bump to full mill? Feel free, lead.
Yeah, we can do that now, Lee. See how fast we can get this baby without burner.
I'm pretty much at full mill now, 92% side.
92%, Roger. And what mark are you making?
Hard to see in the sun. I think it's about 0.9.
Ah, you're not supersonic. Well, it's
Oh, no,
different,
not
mate.
yet. I'm being economical.
We're also probably about 3,000 pounds of fuel lighter than him.
Roger. So we're at 10,000 pounds. Oh, we've got lows. We've got lows. We could go for another extra couple 100 miles.
You're being economical, I'm being American.
I am thinking about the. I'm thinking about the approach.
We've got gravity on our side. Alright, we're up with Matrix finally. Blinded by the sun, as it were.
Would you like me to go to the other side so you can
yes,
see him better?
I would, and I'd like to know our fuel burn rate for nerdiness. Since I've got no flying to do, I'll do some calculations.
5,000.
5,000, so that's nice and easy. It's 10,000 pounds an hour. So if we're doing 26 minutes, so if we went 10,000 pounds divided by 60, that's that many pounds per minute times probably 25 minutes to go. Wow, we're only going to use 4,000 pounds of fuel at current parameters, which will leave us 5,000 pounds.
Matrix, are you tracking your first stage burn?
That's fine.
No, it's fine. I'm back at 91. I'm going to be off for about a minute or two.
Roger, make sure your autopilot's good before you fully leave.
Yes, sir, it is.
On your cons. Cap, remember when your stick was having those ghost inputs? That might have broken your autopilot.
How frustrating.
You might want to.
Yeah, I've got this lovely wing stick from Wing Viewers. I got it for free, really nice one, but it's wearing out now, and it's yeah, you can see it moving there. No, that's Simbra's. Anyway, it does that basically on its own now. It messes some stuff up.
Visual on you guys.
Not visual on you, Dark.
Okay, over your left shoulder high.
Yep, you see us. Where is he? Where is he, viewers? Oh, you're not conning, are you? Above the cons. Isn't it interesting that there's a limit to the lower limit to cons and the upper limit to cons? those altitudes, of course, are dependent on the pressure of the air. So it's just a certain air pressure threshold that makes it make cons. I find that a bit weird, right?
Temperature has to play with it too.
There's actually just an upper limit to moisture in general.
Well, I believe temperature is... Right, yeah, no. Am I right with you? I think temperature is proportional with pressure. It's not. That's not. Just ignore
Yeah.
that.
EV equals nRT.
Right.
Pressure and volume are inversely proportional, and temperature is proportional to them.
Roger. Okay. Matrix has got an interesting skin. He's got a shark mouth.
How do you remember that?
Friggin' dark. Full of all kinds of useless information. Well, it could come in handy one day. Well, it's finally did come in handy. We made a video, right, that no one's watching because it's so long. But if they did and they got to this bit, they would know now. They would know now. Now know the third law of thermodynamics or whatever. I can't remember. A long time.
Well, so Cap, the U2's got the wingtip wheels fall off, the pogo wheels, and when the airplane is returning and it's coming back through the troposphere, ice will form up, and sometimes ice actually plugs the holes that those pogo wheels go into.
I'm back.
The Matrix. So I guess the question is, why didn't they design the wheels to go into the wings?
It's all about weight.
There you go.
B-52.
No, U2. 10 pounds is 100 foot of altitude.
10 pounds is 100 foot of altitude, so yes, that's a problem. I do see dark finally. Right, sitrep. 200, less sub 200 miles to go. At 10 miles a minute is 20 minutes. Fuel is a beautiful, still amazingly 9,000 pounds of fuel. Burn rate, I'm guessing it's the same, 10,000 pounds net. Gross, sorry, whatever.
Just under 21 minutes to get home.
Sitting pretty, guys, sitting pretty. Aha, Boosh in his fancy livery.
Thanks to fly.
So, yeah, he makes some good liveries, doesn't he?
Would you boys like to descend, making the station keeping a bit easier?
Well,
Nope.
not 200 miles, but
No.
Okay.
we don't do easy.
So in the real plane in the back, could you move the stick around without control, or?
No, in the real airplane, the sticks are linked together with cables.
So you could easily nudge that with your knee. That's what I would do. I would nudge it with my knee when I was reaching to get my Cheetos and crash into the wingman.
I imagine there's stories of the pilot like slapping the stick left or right for rolls and bruising up the inside of the thigh of the Wizzo.
Huh. How about that, guys? We can probably stick it into Super Cruise Matrix for a while.
Sorry about that. Ooh, bloody autopilot.
Yeah.
Sorry, give us a couple of seconds to sort this piece of shit out.
Be very embarrassing if we crash now.
It would.
Are you with us, Star?
Yep.
Alright. We are in friggin' Super Cruise, baby. Still more than 8,000 pounds. Time is now 40 minutes past 7. We've been flying for, I don't know why I can't do this, 2 hours and 10 minutes. Isn't that what I predicted at the beginning? It is, isn't it? Plus 20 minutes combat time. Wow, we are so friggin' good at predicting stuff, guys. Ooh.
Are you planning on staying first stage burn, Matrix?
Current parameters, we're going to burn £3,000, giving us £5,000 spare. Which is super duper.
£2,000 to spare.
How much have you got, Dark?
I'm at 5,000.
Oh, you got plenty.
Yep.
Plenty.
Cap. Just to check my INS drift.
Of which there will be none, but yeah.
Can you go to the map and check it? Because my HSD map shows the waypoint not over land.
Weird, because mine does. Mine shows it perfectly on the base, on my HSD in the cockpit. Graphical bug, question mark?
I wonder if it desynced.
Yeah. Well,
It happens.
we might end up at the base, we might not by the sounds of it.
Well, it just means
we'll
I
end up
have
at the base.
to formation lane with Matrix.
Right, that's a shame, isn't it? Oh, we've got no air-to-air missiles, Matrix. Oh, yes, you have.
There's 4 of us left, so we could do 2 pairs instrument approaches.
I have no idea how to do an instrument approach in this plane, by the way. I mean, I've done it once, but
Hopefully, you'll just have to follow me.
there we go.
Yeah.
What I must say.
I was about to say that, Cap. Matrix will do the instrument approach. I just have to make sure and maintain a solid visual and not kill the lot of us.
Well, no. Right. SJ, who knows which airfield SJ is?
That is... Oh god, I was thinking of the nickname. We call it Shady J, but it's not Shady J.
Huh.
Where is this airfield?
American, it's on your tail.
No, it's now that I'm thinking of it, my name is
I can't think of any.
it's Seymour Johnson. It's Seymour Johnson.
Johnston. There you go. I want to see more butts.
Don't they make baby powder?
Mm-hmm.
Johnson and Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh, my mistake.
What are the chances there were 2 Johnstons and they got together and both wanted to do the same business of making baby powder?
It's
Small.
Johnson, not Johnston.
Oh. How about that, guys?
$30 miles to descent.
30 miles to descent. Alright, 120 miles total. Woo, 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 woo. 1,200 miles down, guys. 1,200 miles down. Oh, I know what I can do, viewers. I can go and see the baddies. Can I? Can I? Yes, I can. Oh, did a great job at mopping up the base. 1 tent left. 3 bunkers left. Everything else destroyed. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll give you that strike.
Mark 84 for the win.
Oh yeah.
Now I've got some weird signs on my 2s. Y1. Y1. What is that? Is this
Commencing descent.
Saw them on the way out. I don't know what they are.
Then you have some friendly naval ships out there?
Yes, there you go. There, yes,
Low
friendly naval
altitude.
ships.
Low
Huh,
altitude.
altitude
Low
warning just went off.
altitude.
That's
Low
scary.
Altitude.
Happens in midair.
Low
It usually means you're about to die,
Low
viewers.
altitude. Low
Means there's a
altitude.
plane underneath you.
Low altitude. Low altitude.
Or a very
Low
fast
altitude.
seagull.
Yes.
Yeah, on the flight out there, I had to turn my low altitude warning off, and you were still setting off the bitching Betty.
Huh.
Dark and Strider, I suggest you break off, form a separate pair.
Less than 100 nautical miles to go. Through the friggin' soup, baby.
Matrix, when we get between the layers, I'm gonna slide over to your right side.
Hey, fun. Just make sure Dark and Strider are not in the way.
We're back.
Yep, I've checked.
You want to lead in, Strider, or me?
Lead in.
You will?
Yes.
Okay.
So if we were in a Tomcat and we had our INS drift modelled at 4 miles per hour, we could be out now by more than 10 miles. So we can miss the base by 10 miles.
Matrix for Simba.
Go.
If you are planning on using your speed brake at approach, I request that you only do half speed brake since I'm lighter.
Okay. Hopefully we won't have to.
This feels like one of those Delta Airlines commercials where they try to show you flying in the clouds.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I like it. $70 miles.
Aha. No, no.
Thought you saw it, didn't you?
I did, yeah, no, it wasn't.
$60 miles. Time is 7:52. 7:52.
I'm going to come left a little, Simba.
Copy.
Should be arriving at about 8 o'clock, which will make the mission 2.5 hours. Also, the runway vector is 13, so what's that? 130 degrees. I think I've got that right.
Hey, firm. Yep, you have, yep.
Is that why we're off track to get on radial?
Hey, firm.
Roger.
I do have to say, Cap, one of my favorite things about being in the Grim Reapers is anytime I get an opportunity to fly off the Matrix's wing for instrument type stuff.
He says as we smash into a mountain in the Caucasus somewhere.
No, but Matrix's flying is just so smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why, thank you, chaps. Slowing this thing down is going to be interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's why I've descended and taken a big dog leg. I don't want to be air brake out, full idle with Simmer on the wing.
Roger. We've got 50 miles away. We've got a long way to go.
Yeah, it's not as far as you think.
Not at this altitude.
Huh. All that bollocks with the calculations and stuff, I've just realised we've got an ETA calculator at the bottom on our HUD.
Yeah.
Huh. How about that, guys? Oh well, it's done now. Ladies and gentlemen, Supercap.
But your math was pretty close.
Hmm. It really was, wasn't it? The language of the universe.
Sorry, Simmer, I'm going to have to come back to idle.
Hey, firm.
It's just not going to slow down otherwise.
Yep.
I'll give you 10% if I can.
No, you're good. If you want to, I can crack speed brake.
Okay. Slowing now. Turning. I'll turn right as soon as we're out of this cloud.
I've given you a little leeway out front so you can turn right.
Sure, turning right.
miles.
Slightly below the profile, that's good.
£5,000 of fuel, just like we predicted. 40 miles.
Turning right slightly.
Copy.
Oh, switching to tack end, so watch out for the maneuvering.
Roger, you're flying underneath DC.
'Okay, Simmer, I'm going to go for the gear. So gear, 3, 2, 1, now. Otherwise, we're just not going to maintain the profile.
IFR. Just remember, F-15 is not auto flap.
I know. I'll call the flap usually fairly late when we're VMC below.
Roger. Oh God.
Huh. Your lead. Continue.
Yep.
He's back. Downloading his big prawns.
All of it.
We'll be landing in trail behind you.
Well, we've just almost overtaken them.
I assume that's Matrix there. Must be.
Where?
Ryder and I are flying over top of what seems to be Simba right now.
Oh shit, where's Matrix gone then?
He disconnected.
He's pretty
he's
gone.
not here now.
Yep.
Alright,
Yeah.
Simba, land a plane.
I'm gonna
Right.
pull into
I'm going to help
now.
navigate. Okay, I'm assuming we do 300 feet per mile. We've got 30 miles to go, which is friggin' loads. So, 30 miles times 300 feet. We want to be at 9,000 feet altitude. 9,000 feet altitude, please. You're in control of azimuth, so just put us... we're already on the radial, so assuming my runway 13 was correct. Speed, whatever you want, really. We've got 30 miles to go, so feel free to speed it up. Otherwise, continue.
Oh, bloody hell.
I'm at 25 miles. 25 times 300 is... should be at 7,500 feet. 7,500 feet. Runway is at sea level. I can't see the HUD anymore. Barometric altimeter is 7,500 feet. Alright, continue, guys. Like riding a friggin' bike.
My landing would not look this good if there was not someone to fly.
Yeah, it's not an easy thing to do. Alright.
Are you right or left side?
You're right.
Right side.
Sim's He's got everything he needs at the moment. He's got 130 there. Speed is good. Altitude is good. But I will keep checking because I'm aware that disorientation is a thing. Alright. It's 20 miles.
Inbound.
It's all going to happen very quickly now. So 20 miles times 300 feet is going to be 6,000 feet, please. 6,000 feet, which we are. Beautiful.
Springfield 1-1. Inbound.
Do we still have the F-16 guy with us?
No.
No, he had to go.
We can land whatever we want.
We've got 415s, I believe.
Springfield 1-1.
Trying to raise Batumi, hoping they can turn the runway lights on for us.
Please. That would be lovely.
So far, they're not responding.
15 miles at 300 feet per mile. We should be at 4,500 feet, and we are. Speed, good enough, but no faster, no faster.
Call the flaps.
I'm gonna call them at 10 miles.
Okay.
Visual landfall, 1 o'clock. Yeah, we'll have plenty of visibility below the clouds. Alright guys, that's 10 miles, 3,000 feet, which we are.
Alright,
Speed's good.
flaps coming down.
Watch out for ballooning. Friggin' monsoons just kicked in. 8 miles, right. 7 miles times 300. Alright. At. Wait for it. 7 miles. Want to be 2,000 feet. 2,000 feet, please. Approaching 5 miles. Approaching 5 miles. We're at 5 miles. We want to be at 1,500 feet. 1,500 feet.
A little high.
Springfield 1-1. Inbound.
Coming right.
Correct.
Well done.
We're a little bit off. Coming right.
Good teamwork, guys.
Yep.
Right, power cut. I'm back now.
Haha, Matrix. Alright, that's some pretty good damn navigation there. Well done, guys.
Do you make it back on the approach?
Short bomb.
Okay.
Coming left. Oh, perfect spot for the rain to clear up.
Right. Good lord. So, yeah, that's
day.
why I went to church on Sunday, guys, to make sure we got good weather today.
Had my master caution for fuel.
Go ahead and pop your speed brake. And as soon as your wheel's down, hit the brakes hard and let me know when you're on the brakes. This is a short runway.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't do that in the full rain.
On the brakes.
Right, gent.
Full brakes.
Right, gents, I'll leave you to it.
Bye, Matrix. Good mission.
Cheers.
Thanks, Matrix.
Thank you. Cheers.
Oh,
Pleasure.
you got someone behind you. Careful. Lots of room.
Right. Canopy up. Our viewers, there's 1,300 stat shoot miles mission, basically a carbon copy of what we did last time. With this time, with, I don't want to say superior jets, but more technologically advanced jets allowed us to do it without refueling. Oh, Poosh, what happened? Oh, where did you crash?
No, I didn't crash.
Did you really get it before us?
Okay.
Yeah, I did because I was in the afterburner quite a bit, running away from that MiG, so I had a lot less fuel than you guys, so I came in.
Well done for getting back. Parking up.
Yep.
Yeah, did it. The bombing was perfect. No one crashed. Shooting down the MiGs was perfect. No one friendly fired dark. So all round.
Hey, dark.
Apart from me. In fact, I was the only one that crashed. I know some guys had to leave and some guys disconnected. But I was the only one that actually crashed, and it wasn't really my fault. It was a thing. So, great work, everyone. Any comments from you lot?
Oh,
Right.
that's fun.
Well, align.
Fun mission, yeah.
Roger. Align yourself and prepare with your trim appropriately. Not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. Knock it off. This guy ever freaking turns round. On 3, 2, 1. Full power and jet. Bye. Hi, it killed me. It killed me. I'm dead. Again. Oh! Trim was not set optimally. Well,
Ooh, a couple of a Glider, and I got a nice
they
one.
might go for another 1,300 miles.
Uh-oh.
Lefty's going down. Righty is...
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, it's coming back towards us.
He's coming back towards us. No, I've already died too many times.